Contemporary life resembles a wild storm, where attention is now a rare commodity. We're caught in a swirl of data, social feeds, and momentary pleasures, all while neglecting what matters most, ourselves. But if you don't make yourself a priority, who will? If you don't steer your thoughts, feelings, and behavior, you'll remain a puppet to the world outside. On the road to achievement, no one notices the pianist enduring endless hours alone in a quiet room. No one sees the sore fingertips, the inner battles, the moments when quitting feels tempting, or the minute corrections made to each note. But once the spotlight hits and the pianist plays flawlessly, everyone watches in silence, moved by the music. Success is much like that. It doesn't demand applause, but is built upon countless quiet efforts. As the philosopher Epictetus once put it, if you desire progress, prepare to seem naive or foolish in external matters. Real triumph isn't for those chasing applause. It's earned by those who steadily walk their own road. So let's examine how to put ourselves first, develop iron discipline, and turn our lives into something extraordinary. 1. Identify the roots of distraction. We live in an age overloaded with noise, not just literal sound, but also a continuous influx of updates from apps, platforms, and constant notifications. How often have you told yourself you'd check TikTok or Instagram for 5 minutes, only to lose an entire hour? How many times have you sat down with a goal, only to be pulled into a trending video, a polarizing post, or an incoming message? Distractions don't only take up your time, they leech your drive, clarity, and focus. We now live in a world where mental concentration is a valuable currency, yet it's constantly being stolen by seemingly innocent diversions. Most people think failure stems from bad luck or lack of talent, but sometimes the culprit is simply distraction. Take Andy, for instance, a man with ambition who spends his days drifting through the digital world. He wakes up planning to develop a skill, but instead scrolls endlessly through news feeds. He opens his laptop ready to be productive, only to be sucked into fruitless online debates. Day after day, Andy stays busy, yet when he reflects, he's gone nowhere. His experience isn't rare, it's familiar to many of us. We have hopes and dreams, yet tiny distractions silently rob us of those visions, piece by piece. Epictetus once said, "If someone took your body and handed it to a stranger, you'd be outraged. But you casually give your mind away to anyone passing by, allowing them to disturb and manipulate it. Don't you feel any shame?" This observation cuts deep. We guard our physical belongings fiercely, yet rarely protect our inner world. Every time you get drawn into a petty argument online, let toxic news ruin your mood, or waste time on shallow content, you surrender control of your mind. Stoicism doesn't ask us to abandon the world, but it teaches us to control what we allow into our minds. If we don't filter our inputs, we'll be dragged into triviality, and soon our lives won't feel like our own. Why are distractions so powerful? They offer immediate satisfaction. Apps, games, and shows are crafted to stimulate the brain's pleasure center by triggering dopamine, the reward chemical. A funny clip or a new like is instantly pleasurable. But this fleeting joy doesn't last. It pushes away meaningful pursuits, leaving you feeling empty later. Hours vanish, and you're left with nothing substantial to show for them. How do you reclaim focus? Start by recognizing what pulls your attention away. Is it your smartphone, news feeds, pointless chats? Pinpointing the source gives you power. Next, make some rules. Limit time on platforms that drain you. Silence alerts when you're working. Take back your mental space. Then, aim your energy at something meaningful. Distraction thrives in a vacuum. when you lack a deeper mission. But once you're driven by purpose, shallow diversions lose their appeal. If distraction is the enemy, then mastery over your attention is your strongest weapon. But how do some people remain in command of their lives while others feel constantly adrift? Let's continue this journey and dive into why taking the reins of your life is not just beneficial, but essential. 2. Why gaining control of your life matters. Epictetus once declared, "A man is free when he lives on his own terms, bound by neither pressure, resistance, nor force." These words reveal a deeper truth. Real freedom isn't about indulging impulses, but about having the willpower to do what's truly important. When you let emotions or distractions steer your life, you're not free. You're stuck in the grip of mediocrity. All genuine transformation begins internally. You might picture a better version of your life, but if you keep repeating yesterday's habits, nothing will ever change. You may crave health, but if you can't manage your eating, that desire stays just a wish. You may want success, but if your time slips through your fingers each day, you'll keep circling the same cycle of delay. Real change starts with command over your thoughts, actions, and daily choices. And that means being strong enough to turn away from anything that doesn't serve your goals. Imagine deciding to learn a new language to boost your career. At first, you're energized. You draw up a plan. But then, phone calls interrupt. Useless messages pile up. Small talk eats away your momentum. Before you realize it, days have passed, and your goal drifts further away. You might soothe yourself by saying, "I'll start again tomorrow." But then tomorrow becomes the next day, and eventually your goal is just another unfinished chapter, another source of quiet regret. Now imagine if you had taken control, if you ignored the noise, silenced the phone, and gave yourself fully to learning. Not only would you have acquired a new language, you'd have gained something far more valuable: inner power. The world isn't designed to make your growth easy. It's full of distractions, temptation, and clutter. If you don't master what influences your day-to-day, you'll be consumed by the whirlwind. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have authority over your mind, not external happenings." Recognize this, and you will discover strength. We can't bend the world to our will, but we can shape how we respond to it. A disciplined person doesn't get pulled into every argument. They're not shaken by negativity. They don't let chance dictate their story. They write it themselves. Pause and look back. How often have distractions stolen your time? How often have you traded progress for momentary comfort? How often have you let others control how you feel? Truth is, no one can take control of you unless you hand it to them. You might not be able to change every circumstance around you, but you can absolutely change your own behavior, your mindset, and the way you choose. So, how do you begin taking control of your life? Step 1. Drop habits that pull you backwards. Endless scrolling, useless chatter, constant delay. If it doesn't fuel your growth, let it go. Step 2. Set goals that are specific and meaningful. Then commit. Write them down. Keep them close. Don't let comfort kill your drive. Step 3. Learn to say no. Say no to shallow diversions. Say no to invitations that distract you from your mission. Your strength lies in your ability to decline what doesn't align. Step 4. Control what's in your hands, your mindset, your effort, your time. Don't let your emotions be ruled by others. Don't let the chaos dictate your focus. Direct your energy toward the things you can actually influence, because that's where real power lives. Everyone wants achievement, but not everyone's willing to master themselves to get there. The line between those who rise and those who stay stuck is drawn with self-discipline. Ask yourself, are you creating the life you want, or letting it be shaped by people and distractions around you? Are you acting on your dreams, or letting outside noise hijack your future? Freedom doesn't mean doing whatever you feel like. It means having the strength to do what's necessary, even when it's hard. And only you can make that decision. Now tell me, are you in command of your life, or still giving that power away? 3. The value of discipline and the role of sacrifice. Real freedom isn't about breaking every rule. It's about learning to control yourself. Those who can't govern their cravings, emotions, or shallow behaviors will always be prisoners of their own weakness. Epictetus once said something that still echoes through time. No one is truly free who has not learned to master himself. On the path to growth and personal evolution, two elements are indispensable: discipline and sacrifice. They form the bedrock that allows us to stay focused on what matters and keep moving forward even when the road is hard. But why is discipline so crucial? Why is sacrifice the doorway to lasting success? Discipline isn't a restriction. It's a compass that keeps you from getting lost. You might have endless goals and countless dreams, but without discipline, they remain nothing more than vague hopes, easily swept aside by distractions. Discipline means doing what's necessary, even when you don't want to. A disciplined person doesn't wait for motivation to act, because they know motivation rises and falls with moods. But discipline remains steady and sharp. Once discipline becomes part of who you are, you don't need inspiration to begin. You'll get things done, even when you're tired, even when the weather's bad, even when life throws tempting detours in your path. Think about the most accomplished people, athletes, visionaries, creators. What they share isn't just talent, it's relentless work and unwavering structure. Take Michael Phelps, for example, one of the greatest Olympians to ever live. He wasn't born a legend. He became one by training every single day, 365 days a year for over a decade. No breaks, no skipped sessions. While others rested or played, he was in the pool, pushing limits. The result? 23 Olympic gold medals, a record untouched. Phelps teaches us something powerful. Talent might give you a head start, but it's discipline that takes you across the finish line. And success doesn't come without a cost. Want to be stronger? Say goodbye to comfort. Want a powerful career? Let go of wasteful habits. Want financial independence? Cut out careless spending. Let's revisit Phelps. His greatness didn't just come from physical effort, it came from choices. He followed a strict diet. He skipped excuses. He sacrificed ease. These daily decisions didn't just shape his body, they sculpted his mindset. Now ask yourself, are you willing to trade comfort today for greatness tomorrow? The most successful people aren't luckier than you. They're just more willing to give up what holds them back. One of the core Stoic lessons is to act quietly. You don't need to advertise your efforts. You don't need applause. Keep your head down. Keep working. Let your outcomes speak for themselves. Those who seek attention need external praise to keep going. But those who are strong inside only need one thing: loyalty to their own goals. So, how do you know you're on the right track? It's simple. Look at your daily actions. If you're disciplined, you'll see yourself investing time in meaningful efforts, not wasting hours on nonsense. If you're willing to sacrifice, you'll notice you're moving forward, not stuck imagining. If you work silently and steadily, your progress will show, and you won't need to prove anything. The world will see it. It's not supposed to be easy. Building discipline and learning to sacrifice are tough. But if you truly want something remarkable in life, there's no other route. Remember, success doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from the thousands of small ones you make every day. If this message resonates with you, leave a like and subscribe for more powerful lessons on Stoicism. Let's keep developing strength. Let's honor sacrifice. Let's work hard, quietly. Because in the end, the future belongs to those who show up for themselves, with patience and with grit. 4. The power of planning and the role of focus. There's a simple truth that many overlook. Success doesn't come from wishful thinking or vague intentions. It's the product of repeated actions, carried out with consistency and clarity over time. One essential principle in Stoic philosophy is that progress requires structure and deep focus. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to accomplish more in a day than others do in a week? It's not because they have more time or superior intelligence. The key difference lies in how they use their hours, with discipline and direction. You can't add more time to your life, but you can control how that time is spent. If your days lack purpose, your life will lack direction. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you don't have a consistent aim, your life can't be consistent." That quote cuts to the core. Without a goal, you're vulnerable to anything that comes along. Picture a boat with no map. It floats endlessly, pushed by the wind and waves, never arriving anywhere. Life without structure is the same. You might always feel busy, but you're not actually moving forward. So, what do you want to build? Whether it's writing a book, starting a business, or simply becoming more focused and fulfilled, it starts with reclaiming your time. Take the example of Haruki Murakami, the world-renowned novelist. When he chose to become a full-time writer, he adopted a rigorous routine, rising at 4 a.m., writing for 4 to 6 hours, running or swimming in the afternoons, and reading in the evenings. He repeated this pattern daily, for years. It may sound boring, but it was that very routine, quiet, consistent, and disciplined, that allowed him to create his masterpieces like Norwegian Wood and Kafka on the Shore. Murakami doesn't wait for inspiration. He doesn't let outside events control his schedule. He knows that if he doesn't manage his time, it will manage him. You don't need a rigid system like his, but you do need a structure that fits your own goals. If your dream is to write, then protect at least 1 hour a day. No distractions, no excuses. If you want to improve your English, commit 30 minutes each morning to listening, speaking, or learning. If you're building your career, don't let idle chats or pointless tasks eat your day. The real issue isn't how many hours you have, it's whether your focus stays where it belongs. And here's the paradox. The people who seem the most restricted by discipline are actually the freest. Why? Because they don't carry the weight of delay or the regret of wasted time. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere, from pings and buzzes to endless headlines and chatter. If you don't guard your attention like a valuable asset, it'll be taken from you, little by little. Stoic thinkers have long taught that inner peace stems from self-control. You can't influence everything around you, but you can absolutely manage how you react. Ask yourself this: when someone asks you out for coffee during your work time, do you say yes out of guilt or stay loyal to your plan? When your phone flashes with updates while you're focused, do you let it steal your attention or turn it off? These small choices, repeated every day, create a gap between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. What will you choose? The truth is, you have the potential to become anything, but only if your actions match your goals. You can't expect amazing results from average habits. Success isn't what you do once, it's what you do consistently. So review your schedule today. Are you using your time to build something meaningful, or is it slipping away on things that don't matter? Everyone has 24 hours, but only those who protect their focus turn those hours into progress. Now, if planning and focus are the foundation of achievement, what keeps you going over time? The answer is found in how you move through the journey itself, not just the outcome. Let's dive into that next. 5. Why the process matters more than the result. We live in a world obsessed with outcomes. Earnings, fame, awards, everything is measured. But in chasing results, we often forget where true growth lies, in the journey itself. Epictetus once said that before we become someone, we must first know what we truly want, and then work consistently to become it. His words remind us the process shapes us far more than the finish line. Everyone wants success, a fulfilling job, a strong body, financial security. But few reflect on what it really takes to get there. When you focus only on the end goal, it's easy to become discouraged if progress isn't instant. But the truth is, lasting success never arrives overnight. It's forged through countless trials, mistakes, and small wins. You may admire a founder gracing the front cover of a magazine, but you don't see the nights they couldn't sleep, the failures they endured, or the doubt they fought. You may marvel at a brilliant artist, but you haven't seen the hours they spent battling creative blocks or being rejected again and again. We often see the summit, but not the steep climb it took to get there. And that's the trap. We want the reward without appreciating the steps it requires. But if you genuinely enjoy the path you're walking, you won't need to wait until the end to feel proud. Every effort you make, every challenge you overcome, they all matter. This is the core of Stoic thinking. Success isn't something you win, it's someone you become. When you commit to learning, adapt through setbacks, and take consistent steps forward, you're developing qualities like discipline, endurance, and emotional strength. Picture a marathon runner. Sure, the finish line matters, but without daily practice, sore muscles, and the decision to keep going despite exhaustion, they'd never reach it. Their strength is built in the run, not at the end. The same goes for someone launching a business. If they only fixate on the dream of success, they'll fall apart when reality gets messy. But if they embrace the act of building, assembling a team, solving everyday problems, and learning from each stumble, they grow into someone who can handle success when it comes. In fact, the process doesn't just lead to success, it prepares you to hold on to it. There's a simple truth here. If you can't find satisfaction in the steps, you'll struggle to stay committed long enough to finish the race. The most accomplished people aren't just goal-driven. They love what they do every day. Think of a writer. If they only care about bestsellers, they'll quit when things get tough. But if they truly love the act of writing, then each day at the desk becomes fulfilling, even before the world takes notice. That's the secret to going further than most. The Stoics believed peace comes not from external trophies, but from how you live each moment. If you can go to bed feeling proud of your effort, you've already succeeded, regardless of what others see. One of the biggest challenges in pursuing a long-term goal is the frustration of waiting. In a world built on speed and instant results, patience is rare. But Stoicism reminds us, don't stress over what you can't control. Focus instead on your own consistent effort. You may not control whether others recognize your value, but you can control the quality of your daily work. You can't predict how fast results will come, but you can promise yourself not to give up when they're slow. When you learn to embrace the journey, You also learn emotional resilience. You're no longer swayed by comparison or expectations. You stop measuring yourself against others and begin measuring yourself against who you were yesterday. Stoicism isn't about killing ambition. It's about pointing it in the right direction. If you shift your focus to the process, you'll find peace in the doing. If you commit without needing validation, you'll develop a power that can't be shaken. So next time you feel disappointed because success hasn't arrived yet, ask yourself, am I enjoying the work? If the answer is yes, you're already ahead of the majority. If the answer is no, maybe it's time to change how you walk the path, not just where it leads. Because milestones are temporary, but the process, that's what makes you who you are. 6. Embracing solitude to build inner strength. In our noisy, fast-paced world, there's a quiet force that few recognize: solitude. But unlike the loneliness society often fears, the solitude embraced by Stoic philosophy isn't about isolation or emptiness. It's about stillness, a sacred space where you reconnect with yourself and recharge your inner strength. Solitude isn't a retreat from life. It's a return to your center. It's where your mind can breathe freely, away from the constant demands and noise that surround you daily. In that silence, you find clarity. In that space, you regain direction. The Stoics taught that we shouldn't be rattled by what we can't control, whether it's people's words, external events, or the daily chaos of life. As Seneca once wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Many of our fears and worries don't come from what's happening, but from what we think might happen. To quiet those imaginary storms, solitude becomes a powerful practice. It's not a form of hiding. It's a way to recenter. It's where you face your thoughts, confront your emotions, and refine your goals, without being pulled in every direction by outside noise. Consider a creator, an artist, a thinker, anyone doing deep, focused work. They all need uninterrupted time to go inward. They'll silence their phones, skip the distractions, maybe even step away from the world for a while, all in service of their work. In these moments of silence, creativity flourishes. Purpose becomes clearer. Solitude is where some of the most meaningful work is born. But why does being alone give us strength? Because when we're constantly influenced by the world around us, the opinions, the noise, the updates, we lose touch with our own voice. Solitude clears the interference. It allows you to refocus on what really matters. Each of us has unique goals, personal dreams, and long-term visions. But those things can easily get buried under outside pressure or irrelevant information. When you carve out space to be alone, you make room to remember who you are and what you truly want. Solitude, as the Stoics saw it, isn't just about being physically alone. It's about gaining control over your thoughts and emotions. It's a reset button for your mental clarity. You can't shape everything life throws at you, but you can always choose how you respond. Solitude helps you pause before reacting. It gives you the strength to stay focused, even when life tries to pull you off course. Now, solitude isn't easy for everyone. In modern life, where people are surrounded by demands from work, family, and social obligations, time alone can feel like a luxury. But it's in this very quietness that we find renewal. You don't have to vanish from society, but you do need to make time for yourself. Solitude gives you the opportunity to reflect, to reassess what matters, and to realign your efforts with your priorities. Ask yourself, can you disconnect from the chaos, even briefly, to invest in your own growth? Can you keep showing up for your goals, even if no one notices, simply because they matter to you? That's the heart of solitude, not a withdrawal, but a sharpening. Not an escape, but a return to purpose. In those quiet hours, you discover your resolve. You build respect for yourself, and you learn to persist, even when no one's watching. When you work in silence, your output improves. But more than that, you evolve. You grow more focused, more resilient, and more grounded. Solitude isn't something to fear. Sometimes it's the very thing you need to rise. It helps you separate the essential from the noise, to focus on what's real and silence what isn't. Trust in the power of solitude. Let it become a tool that deepens your resolve, sharpens your thinking, and reminds you that everything you need is already within you. In the end, Stoic philosophy shows us one thing clearly. True strength is built by consistently choosing your path, even when no one's watching. Success doesn't come from noise, it comes from dedication, from patience, from staying true to what you value, quietly and relentlessly. So now, ask yourself, are you ready to reclaim your time, your mind, and your future? If so, type the words, "Silence creates strength," in the comments below this video. And if this message has helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. There's more wisdom ahead. Let's keep growing with intention, discipline, and quiet determination. Throughout this journey, we've explored powerful Stoic principles, from eliminating distractions and taking ownership of your time, to building unbreakable discipline and choosing the difficult path of sacrifice. And all of it points to one truth. Real power comes not from noise or recognition, but from quiet effort and steady purpose. Success isn't born in the spotlight, it's shaped in silence. When you focus on what truly matters, when you hold yourself accountable even when no one's watching, when you work with consistency, not applause, you begin to develop a strength that no external event can take away. This is the Stoic way: to live intentionally, to act with purpose, to master yourself before seeking to master anything else. If you want to change your life, start by changing your habits. If you want clarity, embrace stillness. If you want peace, learn to manage your thoughts. If you want success, fall in love with the process. Each day, you're given a choice: to drift or to direct, to react or to respond, to seek comfort or to pursue growth. Ask yourself, are your actions aligned with your goals or just with your impulses? Are you moving forward or standing still while time passes you by? If you truly want transformation, you must be willing to let go of what's comfortable and step into what's necessary. Because becoming the person you admire requires doing the work most people avoid. You don't need to shout. You don't need to prove yourself. Just act every single day with conviction. Work in silence. Honor your commitments. Keep your focus on what is within your control. Let your actions be your voice. Let your progress be your answer. You already have everything you need within you: clarity, strength, resolve. Now it's time to stop handing your power away to distractions, to doubt, or to other people's opinions. It's time to take it all back, piece by piece, through discipline, focus, and unshakable self-respect. So tell me, are you ready to claim your time, to protect your focus, to build the future only you can create? If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. Type "Silence creates strength" as your first act of inner commitment. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and stay with us for more content on Stoicism, mindset, and personal transformation. This is just the beginning. Let's keep moving forward, one focused step at a time. See you in the next video.